Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to the Saints Gaming CA Twitch stream. Of course, your home for the St. Clair Saints varsity esports team, and I have two things that I can guarantee you here tonight. One, this matchup is going to be an absolute banger with two teams, 4-0. One of them going to be losing that streak here tonight, one of them continuing to move on forward. And then two, that this game is not going to end as a result of a shootout. Heartbreaker or celebration to those who that, of course, affected. My name's Dan Banner, also known as Mr. Danner, is going to be your host, commentator, and observer here for tonight to get into the action momentarily, as, of course, Florida State University is our St. Clair Saints Gold Team's opponent here for tonight's action here in the AVGL Summer Series. Like I was saying before, both of these teams, absolute titans right now, at the top of the leaderboards. I believe it's like second and third respectively, and it's only because or they're not first just because the team in first has already played their fifth game and won that. So looking to tie up the score there up the top of the leaderboard if one of these teams, of course, find themselves the victory here tonight. With that being said, let's take a look at some rosters here for both of these squads. Of course, here for St. Clair, if you've been following our St. Clair Saints Gold team, you'll know that our OCRS and CCA team is completely different compared to the AVGL. A little bit of a switch up here, as of course this St. Clair Saints Gold team consists of Jay, Comp, and Kamal. Going to be your players here for the hometown squad. Meanwhile, Florida State University, of course, we've seen them a handful of times so far in AVGL and in other leagues as well. However, we see them so often because they have so many teams. That being said, though, this Florida State roster, definitely the top of the line, and that consists of Fisher, Reliable Fries, and Avalanche, as we're going to see how those teams both fare up. Of course, both these teams, both 4-0, going to be a tough one to say the least. Every single time I say it's going to be a close matchup, however, it usually results in a Saints blowout, but I would absolutely love to be wrong in this situation here. So it looks like just about to hop into the swing of things here. Teams are just getting into the lobby, so we don't have to wait too much longer before we do get into the action. Apparently, just trying to get each other on the right side of the lobby is struggle number one in itself. So, guys being absolutely silly, and to the point where they're actually going to be starting this matchup on awkward sides here. Hopefully that didn't mess with the players too much, but that being said, we're into the action. As we do see, off the start, of course, it's going to be St. Clair pushing into the FSU zone. Avalanche trying to get the job done. Not going to happen this time by Jay, one of the sharpshooters, and so is Kamal, and that is going to be a nice and quick and early goal coming out here for St. Clair. Jay, we've seen him take to the skies and do a fantastic job with it, whether it be a shot or, in this regard, a pass. Just set it up very nicely, so Kamal just had to bat that thing in, and beautifully done in that regard. FSU, however, going to look to fight right on back. They are not atop the leaderboard for nothing. And, of course, best of 5 action here between Florida State University and St. Clair Saints Gold. So still plenty of Rocket League. And this game just barely even gotten started here, as we're going to see Comp get a shot on net, but it's going to be stopped by Avalanche. Fisher gets by Kamal, tries to drop pass it to Fries. Was a little risky. Jay was there. However, Fries did actually get the better of him for that moment. However, Kamal's going to pick it up. Nice little pass over to Comp. Then Jay picks it right back up, going towards the crease. All Saints in the offensive zone. Nobody home for defense. Speaking of nobody home for defense, FSU nobody home for defense, it's felt like for a second. That's why you got the all-reliable. The post is there ready to be of assistance when necessary, and comes in clutch nonetheless there. Jay looking for the retouch. Actually drops it back to Comp. A good little fake out, and Comp will score here for St. Clair Saints, getting the second goal of the game. And this was actually kind of cheeky. It looks like this was going to be the shot, and if it was, there was a goaltender in net. But instead, that was beautifully done there by the Saints to fake that out there. So beautifully done again. 2-0 lead here for the Saints with just over a minute into this game. There's still plenty of time here to go for FSU to turn this one around and start this series up on a high note. But have to see moving forward as the Saints once again in the offensive zone. FSU trying to get out. Comp shot on target, and it is not going to be stopped once again. Comp with his second goal of this game after the pass from Jay does win the battle, and sure enough, Fisher tries to get a piece of it, but Comp just uses that as an opportunity to tee off right on top of him, and Saints are running away with this one early. Another brutal face-off actually there for FSU, and it just did not quite get the final shot there that the Saints were looking for, but it almost looked like a breakout opportunity. Fries gets demoed. Camera doesn't know what to do here. We try to get back into this one, and there we go. So pop fly in the neutral zone. Off the backboard, pops on in. Hat trick for Comp. Lights it on fire, and just another solid pass here from Jay. Comp knocks it right on in. A 4-0 lead so far in this one. Just 2 minutes into the game. Fisher has it in the St. Clair zone, looking to set up something, maybe get themselves a goal or two. Not sure if they'll be able to bring this one back, however. They definitely seem to have started off on the cold foot, to say the least, but could maybe at least find themselves a goal or two. Kamal going to secure goal number 2, however, after the pass from Comp from basically the crease. And this is just, again, looks like commentator's curse is coming in clutch here, to say the least. Every single time I say it's going to be a close game, something just seems to go awry, and one team just kind of runs away with it, and 9 times out of 10 it tends to be the Saints doing so. So beautifully done, of course, in the Saints' regard. Shot on target coming out here from FSU, however, and Kamal's going to be forced to make the save. Jay up in the sky to try and bring this one out. Comp looking to pass this up forward to Jay. That was a good opportunity, but it is going to be pushed aside. Fries going to take out his player as well. Takes care of Kamal, and now Fisher gets an opportunity to try and pass over to Fries. Comp going to intercept, however. Looks for a shot himself. Avalanche, though, going to stop that one in its tracks. Fries now with it, trying to flick it over. Does pass 1, does pass 2. He's looking for another one. Comp not going to fall for it, however. A nice attempt there from Fries to put this one into the back of the net and get themselves on the board. All now trying to make the clear. Fries is there to answer, however. Fisher going to get demoed by Kamal in the background, so no goaltender, but FSU did exactly what they need to do. Get the ball out of there, so even though the goaltender is down, it didn't make that much of a difference as of that moment. Of course, Saints 5-goal lead here. Looking brutal to say the least here for this one with 1:30 left to go on the clock. Pop fly in the neutral zone. Kamal going to bring this one back into the FSU zone. Comp looks for it. Not going to happen, though. Fisher, one move too many, though, does get the ball taken away from him. Kamal shot on target. A little bit of a whiff there from the defense on the side of FSU, but it does not matter. The ball did get shot wide. Jay passes it through the crease. Looks for one more Saints player. Not going to find it. Fisher and Avalanche back there for sure. Fries is around there somewhere, I'm sure, as well. Avalanche going to jump up to make the save up against Comp. Comp going to just take the skies instead. Drop pass to Kamal. Kamal pops it down to Jay, but Jay's not going to be able to get all of it. So with 30 seconds left to go in this game, it would be basically a miracle here for FSU to bring themselves back into this one. And with the way Saints are playing offensively, it basically makes it so they don't even have to worry about defense, to say the least, so far. One more time. Jay going to drop it on down, but actually with no Saints available, he's just going to opt to pass this one back, where Kamal is waiting in the net. Maybe a little bit of a miscommunication between the teammates, but at the same time did slow it down for at least a second. Kamal going to get demoed there by Fisher, and it looks like the Saints are going to shut out FSU here for game number 1 in 5-0 fashion, starting things off with an absolute bang. And if this is going to be a pattern here, to say the least, for these squads, then I'm definitely worried, to say the least, for Florida State University. But of course, best of 5 action means you've got plenty of time to get warmed up. With only one game down, could always be spun back around and brought back. We've seen this happen many a time in Rocket League, so FSU might be a little bit shooken up to say the least, but of course back to the drawing board for this one. Let's see. Yeah, definitely a good one to say the least. And of course, big thank you to everybody in the stream actually for boosting the stream right now. Of course, using the challenge with the channel points that you would have earned just by watching the stream helps us get more eyes on these broadcasts, on our teams going absolutely nuts. So far, definitely a good start to say the least. I'll say it time and time again. There's not much to really say after that one. Just absolutely brutal. Hat tricks being thrown around like it's candy, basically. And here we go. Game number 2 between St. Clair and FSU. Let's see if FSU can come back and maybe get themselves a little bit of extra momentum, to say the least, because that one hurt for sure. Comp going to be bringing this one in towards the FSU net, but it is going to be pushed aside. Kamal looking for the individual play, going to be stopped by Avalanche. Going to try and carry it out. Jay looks for the slow play, but actually Avalanche just goes even slower, basically. Finds the pass that he was looking for. Fisher now in his own zone, trying to pass this off. Fry's going to try to clear it. Jay not going to be able to get enough of it. Good play from Fisher to try and move forward, but you get past one Saint. And there's the other. Comp can just fly freely, knowing that Kamal was right there in the background. Shot on target, but a huge save from Avalanche to keep this as a tie 0-0 game. Good demo there from Fisher. Had Jay gotten away with that, I feel like he would have had a free shot on net. So getting the demo there, very wise there. Good redirect coming out here from Comp. Not going to hit the target, however. Going to be a little bit wide, so gives time for FSU to try and make a play here. Avalanche looking to get it past Jay, but Jay is going to pick it up for himself. Bryce goes up high to stop him in his tracks, however. All in the St. Clair zone. Fisher trying to make a pass, but a good bump coming out here from the Saints. Comp shot on target would have been just a little bit wide. Kamal centering pass, but a little bit of a reach, to say the least, here for Comp to try and get back into that one. Fry sets it up for Avalanche, and the shot is going to be deflected wide by Comp. Good save. Just clearing out of the Saint zone and into the FSU's territory. Fry's slow through his crease. A little dangerous, but he does get it past nonetheless. Could have definitely been worse, to say the least. And now Fry's going to clear this into the Saint zone. Just drag racing Comp for the centering pass, and he got it. And Fisher is going to put FSU on the board. Just brute forcing it after Fry's just does everything he can. That drag race was exactly what he needed. He beat out the player. That way he was able to get that backboard pass, and Florida State University get their first lead and first goal in this series. Saints looking to answer back right away as Jay is just going to absolutely snap some axles all by himself off the face-off. Comp going to get credited for the assists off the face-off, but that is basically what feels like two 50-50s in these last two goals. Whether it be that shot in Saint zone versus or from FSU, or that one right there for the Saints. So a little bit of 50-50s coming in for both sides, to say the least here. Then we have ourselves a nice 1-1 tie game. Jay off to Kamal. Jay now in the FSU zone. Nice little tip, but there is Avalanche there to make the save, and a huge downtown shot, actually. From a save to a shot. Going to force Kamal to come all the way back and make the stop there. Avalanche a threat even on the defensive side of the field. Just absolutely able to punt that thing across the field like nobody's business. Shot on target, and Kamal going to find the goal here to put the Saints up ahead by 1. As Jay from the corner off the rooftops just gets it over to Kamal. Kamal, good redirection, and Fisher was just so close, but no cigar this time by. Unfortunately there for the side of FSU, but it's still within 1. Much better game compared to the last one, to say the least here. And still plenty of time for FSU to make a move. Fry's going to be trying to make something happen here to get this ball out of his own zone, because it is in a very dangerous position, hovering around the top of the crease. Fisher going to dodge through Jay, dodges past Kamal as well, and Comp kind of had to be forced to go back and retreat a little bit. So did have the Saints on the back foot, and then all of a sudden Comp finds his opening. Kamal with the pass here from early on, and I think you may not necessarily get an assist for this, but you don't see it until right there. Jay had Avalanche completely pinned up against the boards, essentially, in the corner. So the player on the rotation to make the defensive moves, to be the goaltender, could not move in the slightest. He may not get a credit on the scoreboard for that, but that might as well have been an assist in its own right, and that's going to put the Saints up by 2. Another shot on target is going to be stopped here by Fisher, but Kamal is going to stop him from getting it out of the zone. It's going to be Fries looking to pop fly up, but Jay's already ready and waiting for it. He's in his comfortable zone. He's looking to finish it himself, but he got too fancy. Never mind. Kamal with the rebound, and that's going to be goal number 2 here for this game alone here from Kamal. And Jay is just assist after assist all over the place. Comp was right there for the shot too. Had that a flip reset not been as successful as he was looking for, but nonetheless, all Saints on full throttle, full offense, and versus this FSU squad, it seems to be taking them quite aback. They don't necessarily seem to have the answer for this play style, and for this being a 4-0 to 4-0 like teams versus each other, I would not have guessed that to be the case, considering the matchup we are seeing here, as the Saints gold team just absolutely outclassing FSU here in this moment, to say the least. But they're still fighting. They're still trying their damnedest here. Jay going to absolutely deny FSU. But then Avalanche right there for the save. Still been doing a solid job on defense, but you could only save so many shots as a goaltender, especially when rebounds start getting involved. Fisher looking for the pass up front. He did get it, but it was an awkward bounce. Avalanche was not quite ready for it. Kamal goes down 2-on-3 defense here, and for at least a brief moment. Full strength now. We have a nice pass there coming out from FSU. That was actually a beautiful play coming out there from Florida State University. Fries and Avalanche. There, Avalanche pass it off to Fries. Tic-tac-toe. There you go. Puts it into the net. Comp, no chance getting that one. And to be honest, doable here for FSU if they could somehow make this face-off go in their favor. Pop fly is going to be a little bit of a worst-case scenario, though, unless they can get a good piece of it. Into the Saints zone. This isn't too bad, actually, but Jay with a good clear. Fisher's not going to be able to stop this as he would have liked, and now the Saints are just going to bring this into the zone and try to camp it out. And it is going to run out of time. Kamal looking for the hat trick for another game in a row, I think. Saints going to find 2 hat tricks in 2 games. Kamal, after the pass from Comp, just drops it right into the crease. And Kamal puts it into the corner. Nicely done. 3 seconds left to go. 3-goal lead. This one's a wrap. St. Clair are going to go up 2-0 here versus Florida State University in this AVGL regular season match, and just put them on match points right away. Can they find another? Not going to be the case. Ball's going to hit the ground, and we have ourselves FSU, Florida State University, already in the hot seat, to say the least, for this matchup. No more time on the clock here for them. They have to start winning. They need to do it now. Otherwise, we're going home early tonight, unless you're already at home, or casting from home. We're already home tonight, but you know what I mean. But nonetheless, this match will be over shortly if this can not turn around here. Fisher, he had the right idea. He started getting the ball rolling here. Fries and Avalanche, when they had the opportunities, they looked like they had some solid passing, but it just felt like that entire game they were always on the back foot, and they could not actually get the ball really rolling, except for those 2 opportunities where Fisher and Fries and the rest of, or Fish, Fries, and Avalanche all found themselves to get into the zone, break in, and actually find that passing play to make it work. That last one, especially there from Florida State, was beautifully done, but from Avalanche to Fries into Fisher to tic-tac-toe, and it's the end. That was a beautiful one. But can they get that more consistently? It's a hard play to actually make, so I'm not necessarily sure that they are going to be able to do it. I would absolutely love to be wrong. Like I was saying before, this team is at the top of the squad for a reason. Or in the top 3, rather, of the AVGL season for a reason. So they are going to be fighting their damnedest here to make sure they can get there. Lining up on the pitch for game number 3. Here we go. Let's get on into it. Now, or never FSU, and that's actually a really solid start here coming out here from Fries. Jay's going to be forced to make an extremely early save, and this is exactly what FSU needs to do. Whenever the Saints can just, not mindlessly, but just constantly be in the FSU zone and just constantly putting pressure on the net, shooting constantly, just keeping it stuck in that zone. It feels like FSU just gets trapped. But if you can force St. Clair to play defensively, we've seen it time and time again when they try to play defensively intentionally, but that's actually the opportunities where they give up the most goals. Their best defense is an offense. So right now for the Saints, is exactly where they want to be, just from corner to corner, side to side. Saints just keeping it in there one way or another. Avalanche going to try and push this out, but there's always, it seems like, one Saint to try and deal with. Nice little drop down pass. Jay's going to get a piece of it, going to be pushed aside, however. Clearing attempt now, going over to Kamal. Kamal to Comp, and we're right back into the corner here of the FSU zone. Kamal getting a little cheeky with it. Didn't get the impact he was looking for, however. So a bit of a pop fly in the neutral zone for a second. Comp shot on target is going to go aside. Fries now trying to bring it back in from the FSU zone. Kamal jukes one, jukes two. He's on the run. Is there going to be anybody to make it there in time? Absolutely not. Comp going to come in flying and scores for St. Clair Saints, putting them in the lead here in game number 3 to try to shut this series out quickly. Just caught FSU charging in maybe a little too aggressively. Everybody was in the same zone, and Kamal getting past the 2 defenders that he did. Just breakaway opportunity, basically. He didn't necessarily have the angle he was looking for to do it himself, but that's where Comp came in and just clutched it up. FSU looking to answer back. However, Kamal, he's been an absolute thorn in the side of this FSU squad, to say the least. Just goal after goal. And Jay's just been setting up everything. Comp has been a wall. Everybody on the Saints have been doing exactly what they need to do. Fisher, though, he's the one who does the goals here for the side of FSU, and he gets things started himself and gets the FSU squad an answer back. Fisher, beautiful backboard pass for Fries, who's going to score the goal for FSU. That's exactly what they needed. They answered back quickly. Keep the momentum from draining maybe a little bit too quickly there. And of course, Fisher, he was the one riding high with 2 goals in game number 2. And he's looking to maybe do another one, and holy smokes, what a play from Fisher. Fries is going to finish the deal, but he just basically snaps the Saints axles. Flip reset, pass over to Fries. Nobody home for St. Clair. And what a turn of events. FSU flicking the switch. They've got the lead, and can they hang on to this thing to bring this to game 4? Comp with a shot really quickly off of that face-off. Fry's going to make the save, however, now taking it himself. Looking for his own hat trick. If he can maybe find one more for himself, it'd be an absolute momentum bringer there for the side of FSU. If he can do that, he's got himself a breakaway. Can he find it? He just juked himself, unfortunately. He did one too many things to try and juke out the Saints, and he ended up putting it wide. A little bit of a heartbreaker there for Fries, but gets himself back into the play as he takes it once again, looks for somebody else. I believe that was Fisher down there. Try and center this. Fries looking forward. Avalanche came from the defensive side to try and make the shot, but does not end up getting the shot off. Jay bouncing pass towards the center, going to be pushed aside by Fries. Jay has it once again, though. Kamal, whiff. That being said, though, Comp is going to put it dead center of the net, getting himself his 2nd goal of this game. Jay with a nice little pushover, bounce pass of sorts, and just dead center puts it on in. Fries not going to be quite in the position to make this save. 2 minutes left in this game. We're all tied up at 2 with FSU's match life here on the line. Of course, this is just for regular season so far here in the AVGL, but this is a top 3, possibly top 2 fight in contention here to whoever ends up winning this one. Ball was in the St. Clair zone, but Jay's going to clear it off. Looks for the pinch off the wall, centering pass. Comp was looking for that hat trick, but he could not find the shot. Now it's Fry's turn. Off the backboard. Is there somebody there to answer? Avalanche is there to make the shot, but Jay comes back right in time to make the save. A little bit of a double commit coming out here from FSU. Going to be Avalanche trying to bring this forward. It's a little bit lopsided. He doesn't necessarily look as comfortable as some of these guys in the air. Jay to comp, but a good deflection. Still a pop fly in the crease of FSU. Kamal gets juked, however. Fisher, he did it once before. He got past one, he got past two. This is an awkward backboard situation. Comp, though, up in the sky is going to try and push this aside. It goes right back into the FSU zone. He wins the battle. He just gets it up high once again. Kamal, awkwardly enough, probably a little bit hungering for a goal considering how the first two games went in this series, but he's not going to find it just yet. Fisher's attempt at a clear does not go in his favor. He just goes flying right into the corner. Unfortunately there for him, but Avalanche tucks under Kamal, gets it over Comp. Jay's going to be forced to push this aside, but the Saints have to scramble to try and get this one cleared. Fries does not hit it up in the skies. Breakaway opportunity, never mind, but Fisher could not get there in time. Jay is going to get the go-ahead goal here for St. Clair. After the pop fly from Comp, Jay gets it from center. Fisher was so close, but could not get enough of it and to redirect it. 23 seconds for FSU to get themselves back on the board, or that is all, folks. We'll have to see in just a second. Fries looking to even things up there with a hat trick for himself. Not going to happen, however. Not as of yet. 10 seconds on the clock, and Saints are getting aggressive. That being said, though, we're back in the Saints zone. They need a shot. They need it now. 5-second shot on target, but Comp with the game saver is going to keep this as a 3-2 game. And unless FSU could somehow juggle this thing from net to net, it is over. And oh, of course, Kamal wants one more to finish the job. Nothing like a goal to just finish off the series. Just shut those hopes down nice and quick and make sure you have yourself a goal in every single round. Nicely done there from the St. Clair Saints Gold Squad to finish off that one in a 3-0 fashion. Once again, proving me wrong that just because a match looks extremely close on paper means absolutely nothing, to say the least, here in collegiate esports, at least as of right now anyway. Everybody's still leveling up. This is still preseason in theory, of course, though, but the fact that our teams are already this strong before preseason even goes, it's just crazy, to say the least, with how crazy both of these teams are. And I mean, there's still plenty more action. Like the fact that this St. Clair Saints Gold Squad is even in like CCA, for example, like already going 1-1. It's easily the best squad that we've had so far. Obviously nothing against any of our past players, but in regards to how things are going as of right now, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic semester. This now, of course, puts our St. Clair Saints Gold Squad 5-0 in this AVGL league. And I'm quickly going to try and see who it is that we're going up against. I recognize the name Enchanted. I feel like we just played this scene. It's not going to show me right now, so you're gonna have to trust me on this one. But this now leaves our St. Clair Saints Gold team only tied with one other team going 5-0, which I'm sure we'll probably see that match next week, which should be exciting. And in fact, speaking of the matches coming up in the next week, still plenty more, because it sounds like as of right now, here on the Saints stream, we will actually get access to stream these CCA Summer Series matchups starting on Wednesday at 8 p.m. We do have our match versus Ohio State University. And then on Thursday, we have another CCA match, this time versus our old foes in Northwood University. Speaking of thorns in our side, definitely one of those teams that always seem to bite us one way or another. So going to be looking forward to that one, of course. Then on Friday, I believe this is our Gold Squad going up against the Carleton Ravens, Carleton University in OCRS action, followed up with a match that was supposed to happen last week but had to get rescheduled, as it is going to be our Saints Green team up against Humber College. And then on Sunday, kind of baiting myself with logos here, but this is an AVGL matchup, which in theory should be the 5-0 squads going up against each other according to the Swiss rounds. So two teams now going absolutely flawless, a similar storyline to what we saw today. Two teams going flawless, and one of them going to be ending next week. However, will it be as much of a blowout as what we just saw? If so, which side? I'm not a betting person, but I would definitely I definitely put my money on the Saints with the way things have been going, to say the least. But that being said, we shall be closing out in just a second. Of course, big thank yous going around to all of the players, of course, then all of the people tuning in, supporting the players here in these matches here on the stream, tuning in, giving them your support, whether they are your classmates, teammates, friends, or family. Always a pleasure. And Golden Pineapple Kermit coming in clutch here, actually. That is Purdue. That's the 5-0 squad. So we saw them last time by. That will be an exciting one. Purdue is quite strong, to say the least. So you'll be able to look forward to that matchup next Sunday if the Swiss rounds act the way that I was thinking. And then, of course, a big thank you to the sponsors that make this all happen. That, of course, being St. Clair College, Zeckelman School of Business and Information Technology, Tim Hortons, the St. Clair SRC, St. Clair College Alumni Association, and PC Outlet. Thank you all so much for supporting us here on the St. Clair Saints varsity sports team. With that being said, going to be closing things off early here after a dominating 3-0 victory here for our St. Clair Saints gold team over Florida State University. They'll be looking to play Purdue next week, but of course, like I was saying before, plenty of action still to come here on the Saints Gaming CA Twitch channel across multiple different Rocket League leagues. So be sure to follow us if you have not done so already. And if you want to follow any of my personal antics on Twitter, that's Mr. Danners, so you can see down below. Producer here at St. Clair College for the esports side of things. And definitely appreciate you for tuning in. And I will see you on Wednesday for some more Rocket League action.